Hello, my name is Jaisi Gonzalez. I am a firefighter at Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department. Please join me today as we will aim to educate our community about fire prevention and code enforcement. Some of the areas we will be discussing today are identifying the basic concept of education, enforcement, and engineering. We're going to explain how code is enforced in our jurisdiction. We will describe how our local jurisdiction applies code to new and existing occupancies, identify local organizations that determine fire resistance of building material, identify types of tests used to determine fire ratings of certain building components and materials in our area, and last, we will describe how fire tests and fire ratings apply to inspection and code enforcement in our area. Stay tuned. It is important we start with some insight on the 3 E's of fire prevention, which are education, enforcement, and engineering. It is best to prevent fires before they happen, and this can be done when following this plan of the 3 E's, which areas cover engineering, which is designing and building structures that are safe from fire, enforcing fire codes, and educating people in the community on how to prevent fires and what to do in the event of a fire. In our jurisdiction, code is enforced by following the statutes and uniform fire codes, in addition to Florida Fire Prevention Code and other local ordinances that are adopted. You can find general requirements within the Miami-Dade County Fire Rescue Service District Chapter 14, referred to as the Fire Prevention Code of Ordinances. And last, our Building Code, Chapter 8. Our Code Enforcement Office is a quasi-judicial process where we have a full staff of dedicated and committed county code inspectors to assist all of you in expediting hearings requested if you were cited, but most importantly, available to you to explain details of any codes we enforce, which goals are to prevent fires. The manner in which our local jurisdiction applies code to new and existing occupancies is when inspections are completed based on requirements and scope of the approved plans and issue permits. Existing construction bureaus is responsible for managing existing buildings through an annual permit and inspection cycle. Violations written as a result of annual inspections are carried through the re-inspection process. If compliance is not met after the re-inspection process, then violations are referred to the Code Enforcement Bureau for issuance of citations or action plans for long-term violations. Planning is a 2-step process. Fire plan reviewers and engineers first approves the plan, then it gets built, then the lieutenant inspects the construction, pass or fail, then, if they pass, it becomes existing, then an annual inspection while the building is occupied is done. This is the way in which our local jurisdiction here in Miami-Dade County applies code to new and existing occupancies. Again, it's by having our Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department Fire Prevention Division be responsible for the certificate of occupancy inspections for all commercial buildings, whether it's new construction or remodeling of existing construction. Please do note that only commercial buildings, including apartment buildings and townhomes, will be inspected, not single-family homes. When it comes to local organizations that determine fire resistance of building materials, it is important to mention that manufacturers of construction products and assemblies seeking to obtain approval of their products may obtain Miami-Dade County services, including the review of the technical documentation, test reports, engineering analysis, installation procedures, and other. These are provided by our customers to verify compliance with the building code. Services also include quality assurance of the manufactured products and the manufacturing process. And we do encourage you to search our database for products, certificates, and listings that have been approved for use in buildings in both Miami-Dade County and other counties throughout. The link is on our website under Product Search Control. Such verification of fire resistance is confirmed through customers' supply documentation of the building materials compliance with NFPA 251 or applicable NFPA references and approved third-party testing laboratory standards. Our county has a very robust program to help identify the type of tests used to determine fire ratings of certain building components and materials. Project design consideration must be given not only to fire propagation material, but in addition to weathering, waterproofing, compatibility, working joints, and sealant performance. We have a laundry list of types of tests potentially performed, but in a nutshell, tests are performed by an approved third-party testing laboratory through their listed standards such as ASTM, ANSI, and UL. Please reference the Florida Fire Prevention Chapter Code 2. In closing, I want to share how fire tests and fire rating applies to inspections and code enforcement in our Miami-Dade County. Basically, inspections that result in violation pertaining to fire resistance materials or assemblies are documented during new or existing construction. Inspections and requirements that are owner provided in appropriate testing documentation to verify fire resistance in order to comply. New construction is the same, except it has just one additional step of the code enforcement, which if failed, it must comply during any given time thereafter. We hope this session was very informative to you and everyone who accesses this video in our Miami-Dade County website. Thank you.